So we've jumped out here to meet with Kyle from Sharp, and Kyle's going to take us through their product line and talk about how they work and also what you might want to carry in your setup with your camper.
Yeah, so a little bit about me. Prior to being at Sharp, I was a professional knife sharpener for a widely known knife brand out of Oregon. We sell benchtop, field, and kitchen knife sharpeners. We have a few different iterations here. We have manual options. We have a powered knife sharpener right here. A new popular version, we've had the Precision Adjust knife sharpener. It's a really kind of foolproof way to sharpen your knives. Set it and forget it. You just set it at whatever angle you're looking to achieve, and you use the little abrasive rod here, sharpen through, get your angle. If you're looking to really move metal, powered options are great. But today I was kind of thinking we'd dive into some things that would be really handy for when you don't have a power outlet, you don't have electricity. A really nice, easy to carry manual option, both for out in the field or if you're cooking something in the camp.
So you want to run us through kind of best practices to get an axe nice and sharp?
Yeah, let's hit it. One of the really key important parts of when you are sharpening is consistency. Making sure that whatever angle you're choosing, you're doing it and it's repeatable. You can do it over and over again. Even with a really well-used, dinged up axe head, as long as you remain consistent and you keep on working at it, ideally you'll have already honed in your edge with maybe like a powered sharpener. And then from there, you're just maintaining it lightly when needed. When you're back at camp and you've been out and you're just making your fire, just go through and touch it up. You can see that we're knocking over that edge, and you're just gonna keep going back and forth until you create that new edge. But you can use that. You can use one of the guided field sharpeners like we talked about before.
And you're just doing that by feel, kind of holding that angle?
Yeah, and you don't have to press too hard. You just consistency, repetition over and over again, and you go back and forth from both sides. You'll have a refreshed angle. You'll knock out some of those dings and you'll be ready to cut again. And the same goes for a hatchet. Hatchet's gonna be a little bit easier, obviously a lot less surface area from there. This would be really easy with some kind of guided field sharpener like this, where you can safely use these angle guides. Some of our sharpeners have angle guides that you can go ahead and just rest it and just press through over and over again. I mean, you're just trying to move metal, basically, right? You're gonna start curling material over. There's gonna be a little bit of a burr. And once you wanna clean up that edge, you'll have some kind of like leather stropping option from there. It could even be your belt off your waist. Take that off, tie it taut to something on the back of your truck, and then just pull it over that leather on both sides. And you'll just keep going, and every once in a while, check and just feel, is there still a little bit of a burr there? Do you still feel it biting into your finger? When it comes to knives, you can run it over the fingernail, and if it feels like glass on your finger, you're good to go.
I'm reading that as like a 20-degree guide, so if I'm laying the face of the axe on it, it set me up at 20 degrees.
Yep.
And then from there, I just want to hold that angle
as
I run across. So it's 20 degrees, like, is that the sweet spot or what?
That's kind of like for everyday carry knives. I mean, for axes, more like a maybe 25 or so, but pick what's best for you. You know, if you're chopping and splitting into like thick wood, you're gonna wanna have a little bit more heft and meat to your edge. If you compromise your angle and you get it too thin, it makes it more likely that you're gonna chip your angle, you're gonna chip your edges up, and you're gonna deal with more dings.
For an axe, would you go to the fine grit or just stay with the coarse grit?
Usually coarse grit's gonna be good. A lot of it's just chopping. It's a lot of just blunt force. Another method that you can do is you can set this down on like the edge, go from there like that.
Yeah, you can see the metal.
Yeah.
That fresh metal showing up.
And sometimes when you're working on an edge, especially one that hasn't seen care, it's gonna take a little while. So if you're immediately not seeing the result, just keep at it a little bit longer. Don't give up. You will start moving that material and you will get a better edge. This might take a little bit of time and patience.
This one's got a longer,
yeah,
stone on it. To me, it's a little bit easier to like get all the way down the axe in one pass. August, have you got that knife dull yet, buddy? Thanks, buddy.
Sweet. So we'll go ahead and dive into kind of your everyday carry pocket knife options. So, you know, even if you're somebody that's just regularly using your knife throughout the day to cut open boxes, or if you're out in the field cutting paracord or whatever it is, you want to have some kind of tool that's going to be able to touch up that edge when you need it. My recommendation is the guided field sharpener. Very affordable option, and it's lightweight. It's got all kinds of features packed into it.
Pocket knives, this one's got a little serrated section, and this one's just a straight blade.
Let's say you're working with something that's been really dinged up and you need to work out those dings. It's good to start with the core side of the ceramic rod, and just go ahead and you can use this guide right here, and just you pull through. And at first, you might feel it's kind of gritty.
So you're seating it against that angle like a
yeah. See, that guide's helping you just make sure that you're always, with every single pass, you're keeping that angle consistent.
It's mesmerizing, man. It's very satisfying to do.
If you're regularly keeping up with your edge maintenance, it's not gonna take that many passes. Just kind of pulling it through from the very back of the knife here and just pushing through all the way to the tip and rotating your hand and your wrist in towards that tip. Not a whole ton of pressure, but just enough to get that friction going and start moving metal.
So you're seating it?
Yep, and just pulling it through.
Yeah, it's totally like meditative.
Yeah, right?
Cool. Yeah, you can see that working edge is like,
yep.
You know, you can see that the material's changing.
And then you'll just turn it over to the other side.
Rinse and repeat.
From here, yeah, exactly. We're just gonna refine that edge. We're cleaning it up. We saw it's a little bit, you can see the grain in it and whatnot. This is just gonna polish it up a bit and get it nice and clean. You can already see it's not quite as shimmery as it was. It's starting to get cleaned up. We're starting to like polish that edge. So then from here, we can take it to the leather strop. You'll hold it kind of so the edge away from you on like this right here. Yeah. And so you'll pull it and kind of in reverse.
Got it. So that's setting your angle as you come back this way. Smart. All right, right on.
And this is just rolling over a leather strip that's got a little bit of a green compound that polishes the edge and helps with just removing the burr. And like I said, you can check to see if the edge is cleaned up yet. You can drag it over your fingernail and feel if it feels glassy and smooth or if it's still gritty.
Dragging it this way or that way?
Yeah, if you just like flat over, like, yeah.
That feels smooth to me, man.
Feels pretty smooth?
Is that glassy?
Yeah, it's pretty smooth.
So how do you deal, like this knife has a little serrated section at the base of it. How do you deal with sharpening a serrated knife?
Serrations are always kind of tough. Kind of something that takes a lot of patience. Just set them in there and work it back and forth. Everyone's got their own approach in sharpening, but I usually find you're just gonna wanna kind of work in one direction on just this single side. Because you can see already there's a little bit of a curl. And what you'll wanna do is when it comes to the other side, you're only gonna strop that side and you're just gonna try and knock that off.
Cool.
You can use the edge of the leather strop here to kind of get into those teeth. There's a bit of an art to it, but this is a great way to approach them.
Oh yeah, that's gonna cut. Sweet.
Let's go ahead and look at our kitchen knives. All right.
All right.
So for this first one, we'll just see kind of where this is at. Feels like it needs some work. It's a little rough. So we'll just, well, see if we can do like a nice thin cut. Not really. Needs a little love. Ideally, you'll already have touched up your edge at home. But if you haven't, if you just got a friend's knife that you got, but you happen to have your ceramic rod here with you, there's hope. So ideally we're sharpening at a 20-degree angle. So when you touch up your kitchen knife, ideally it'll have been at that 20-degree angle. But from there, it's just a simple set it there. We're gonna pull down and pull through to the tip. And we'll just keep going back and forth on each side.
I really like these like angle setting features in these tools. And this is specifically for like a kitchen knife?
Yeah, like a culinary setting. And this is something that you could slip right into one of these kitchen tool rolls and just keep with you when you're out and camping or even at home if you want to keep that in your knife block.
Still got a little ways to go, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, it feels a little bit better. Let me try this. Oh yeah,
that's dropped into it, huh?
Yeah.
Is there a like standard as like a pro sharpener? Is there like a standard like way of testing sharpness beyond just dragging the blade across your nail?
Phone book paper is a really good test. Hold that at an angle and then kind of cut across the side of the phone book paper at like a 45-degree angle. And if it's really sharp, you should be even able to like just pull that paper through it and it should cut through it like that. And then if you want to get even sharper, this is something that one of my coworkers just told me recently. You can take a piece of paper and turn it over so there's like that rounded edge.
Yep.
And on that rounded bevel of that paper, you just pull, if you can pull through it and if that can grab in and cut it,
I can see that.
Your knife's pretty sharp in that case.
Instead of deforming the paper, it actually slices into
it'll just bite into those grains. All right, let's see how this one cuts now that it's been touched up. Oh, cash money right there. So that's what you want to have right there. You don't want to have to fight it. You want to have clean, nice, clean cuts. You just pull through. You get a feel for that. Try giving those a few slices. Sorry, I stole so many slices from you.
You're doing great, Kyle. Oh yeah, that's night and day, dude.
That does smell pretty good.
Sweet.
Take a bite.
Here you go, bud.
Don't mind if I do. I can taste the sharpness.
Yeah, that tastes like a sharp knife cut, this, man. Oh yeah.
Well, I really appreciate the time, man. Do you feel like you learned a little thing or two about knife care, knife maintenance?
For sure. I definitely learned these things are sweet. Enjoy some vegetables.